Good afternoon, badass artists. I'm Mia Luyando. We are back today continuing this cute little coloring adventure out of our book, The HoloLands. We've been working on this for a while. I stepped away from it. Now we're stepping back to it. We finished her cute little Luna moth wings a few days ago, and now we are back again. I have some new pencils that I'm trying out today. They are, I'm not really sure what the brand is called. On the pencil, let me grab one. It just says Morandi color pencil, but every one of them has this OBOS in front of the number of the color. So I'm not sure if it's OBOS or if it's just called Morandi, because when I ordered them on Amazon, there was only a limited number of them, and it just said Morandi colored pencil. So I don't know, but I like them. They're really, really cool colors. Let me grab my swatch. I'll show you guys. These are the colors of them. So you guys know I love those muted, earthy shades, and I got a nice dose of them with that. So let's dive in. Now, I'm going to be honest, guys. I've pondered this one, and I'm not really sure what I want to do with her hair. So let's work it out together. If I'm going to follow color theory and balance the picture, I would need to work with a color starting around the shade of her lips. The opposite of green is red, and we have all these pretty shades of green over here. And this is probably a mid-tone red that we would want to start with. Now that would balance this picture. It would fill the page up as kind of a word, and then I would go in and do the same thing, make her little dress kind of the same color or shade. Then we'll go in and we'll add the reflections in the water accordingly. But I want to work some green into her hair too, because it's just, I don't know, for some reason that's in my head. And maybe I'll do that in this little foliage, or, you know, I don't know. So we're going to press forward and work this out as we go. So, you know how I do. You guys know that I do this all the time. And we just have to work through it. We work through it together. I don't know, sometimes the colors rush in, and I know, and other times they're, I don't know, they just kind of sneak up on me in the middle of something else. So I'm gonna get a little bit closer. And this is color number 1329. And I believe that Amazon is currently sold out of these. Like I said, this was sort of a limited number. And I think this is a new company. When I looked at, how long they'd been available, it was only like a couple of months. So I don't know if this was kind of a trial run for Amazon or what, but when I went ahead and placed my order, they said that was the last set. And I haven't gone back to see if they're announcing them as out of stock, but I will link the description. I will put the link in the description below if you guys want to check them out. They also had a macaron set, some pastels that looked very pretty. And if I had to compare them, I would say they have a feel like Brute Funers, kind of like Brute Funers, or maybe kind of close to Indra's, but maybe not quite as soft. I'd say Brute Funers are probably the closest. It's a comfortable pencil. I don't have any complaints about it. So we're just working this darker color in right now. And you know how hair is. It's a process. We have to add a lot of colors in to make it look realistic. And I don't want to erase all of the white because this is a moonlight picture that's coming straight down on her hair, and I want to preserve a good deal of this, you know, glowing effect. So I'm not trying to erase all of the color in these strands as I go along. I'm just trying to work it in so that, you know, we know it's there. And just kind of use little soft strokes, little flicks like on eyelashes. And remember just to keep it in those darkest, shadowy places. We're going to let this grayscale work for us. Now I've got a lighter shade of that, which is number 1334. And I'm going to pull this a little bit further up. And I'm being really, you know, using it sparingly, the closer to her crown I get, because I do want that moon glow to be pretty bright. And I think since the last video, Firefly Falls is out on Amazon. My copy's supposed to be here tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. I think a lot of you are supposed to get your copy tomorrow too. I'm excited about that too. When I get my copy, I'm going to jump in and do some tutorials on coloring glass, because you know we've got a lot of fireflies in mason jars and little glass jars, so I'm going to do some tutorials on how to color reflections in glass and how to color things that are inside glass, and I'm going to post those on Friday. I'm going to put them ahead of some of the other things that I had scheduled to post, so that you guys can see them, and we'll have them for the weekend, because I think that will be, it's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. I'm going to be working in that new little book. I'm excited about it. I'm bringing it just a little bit more. She doesn't need quite that much glow. I got a little carried away. was talking about. Take this color 5109, and it's kind of a bluish green. I'm gonna put this right down here in these shadowy parts. I think these are actually snails. I think that's my original intention, but right now I'm turning them into, well, whatever I want, but I wanted them to be this color. So they're teal. They're peacock snails, guys. So yes, they're a new variety of peacock snail, only found in the HoloLands. See, you never know what you're gonna get when you jump into the land of Morandi. Yeah, I cracked myself up. I'm sorry. But for those of you doing some other color theme, yes, these were supposed to be little snails that have made their way over to her hair. So, but I'm going in a different direction right now. I like that. And I want numbers. This is number 6008. There it is. Kind of come up over the top here. And I think I'm going to add this color into this little spot here too. It's supposed to be part of, you know, like a little residual wing, but I don't know. I think that kind of looks good with that added to it. And what do I want to do? I'm going to leave that for a second, and I'm going to actually going to darken the roots of her hair up a bit more. Now this one is a little darker, I think 1520 is this a little darker. It might be just a touch. I want there just to be a little bit more distinction in these shadows. Give her just a little bit more, I don't know, differentiates that, you know, it really stands out with that green. when you work with opposing colors, the eye competes. It goes back and forth, and you really don't even realize that it does that, but it gives a balancing effect to your canvas. And you want that. You want the viewer to find a balance. It's kind of pleasing to the eye, psychology and art. And as you can see, when I'm running this darker color along, how much lighter it makes the pieces or the strands look that, you know, have no color at all. It just really brings those out in a highlighted fashion. So I say it a lot, you know, in order to have light, you have to have a really good shadow color on the base. And, you know, and this is just an example, one of the examples of that. You've got to really know how to work your deeper shadows if you want realism. And that's one of the reasons why I really enjoyed, you know, darker grayscale, because, you know, you're working with the dark and moving towards the light anyway, and that's kind of how my mind, that's kind of my process. It's kind of how my mind works to begin with. But I think I'm going to leave her hair right now for the moment and kind of come in here with this color and touch in on her dress. Now I'm not, you know, really digging in with this color yet. I'm kind of testing the waters just to see, you know, how dark do I want it. And I want it to look kind of gauzy, you know, sort of fluid in the water. And so I'm not really going in full force with it. I'm just sort of, you know, tracing in these shadows. And really just the outline has given it enough color, I think. Now what I'm going to do is work in the shadow into the water. And I'm turning my palette sideways so I can get a better perspective. Now, your shadow in the water is going to be subtle and very light. It's almost just a whisper of what you're seeing. You don't want to overdo it. You can see it, but you're not paying a lot of attention. You can see that color, and it's going to just sort of fade away easily. We do the same thing over here. You got the reflection. Now you're gonna. This is a water moment where you're real. I just realized you can see her arm. This is clear water. So not only do you have the reflections, you also can still see her under the water. So adding this, we're basically filling in her dress the rest of the way down. And I just realized, because I thought it was just, we were going to do her face, and then I was like, no, we're doing her whole dress here, which is you know, that's good. That's just another lesson. We're just gonna very lightly, and we don't want it to look solid. So we've got a lot of movement. We're just gonna work that very softly in. Now I'm going to take a lighter flesh tone, and this is in this set. This is 1334. And I'm just going to add just a little bit more of this fleshy color. I'm not trying to make it blend or, you know, look a certain way. I'm just adding a little bit more where her arm should be. And I'm going to take this same color and bring it a bit more up. And there we have it. We have our cute little Luna moth in a reflective pool. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If it's been helpful, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. That way you'll always know when I'm about to upload a new video. It's usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Sometimes we have a few extra days. Just depends on what we're working on. We'll have some new videos at the end of the week. Friday, we should have some things from Firefly Falls. I will go ahead and link that book in the description below also, in case you want to follow along with us. And I think that does it. I will see you guys next time.